Kick has failed Adin Ross. There's been speculations that he could be moving back over to Twitch. Let's find out. Let's see.
Literally, I got told yesterday, unless I'm gambling on stake, they are not upping my KCIP. So I don't even care about Kick no more. I'm streaming on Kick. For what then? I'm not getting any discoverability. I'm not getting the homepage.
What money? Like, what are you talking about? Dude, my KCIP is garbage.
Bro, Kick own leader want to leave, bro. Like, Adin don't even want to be there.
The downfall that no one saw coming if you were blind. It seems like Kick is coming to an end with a lot of the big creators on there thinking about switching to Twitch and being very upset with the way that their payout system works now. And it just seems like the overall platform doesn't really care about creating a good streaming service, but instead cares about gambling, which at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people suspected. But I don't want to yap too much, so why don't we start with the beginning of how this website even came to be and why so many people are not surprised, but only championing the downfall of it.
Kick.
Well, you know what's crazy is that don't Adin Ross kind of own a percentage of Kick to where it's like he partially owns this platform, right? Would he be abandoning his own investment? But I could see the reason why he wouldn't want to gamble all the time. I wouldn't want to gamble in front of y'all either. Like, that's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? I could see if they got me over there for a few streams to gamble or whatever, but y'all would have to know that's just for the bag. But I couldn't stay over there on longevity, not at all.
Twitch competitor. I don't think a lot of streamers have the to just completely go to another platform and build it themselves. And the fact that I actually have equity of something that can now sell for $1 billion, maybe $2 billion, kind of a flex, you know? Like, I kind of have like my own equity in something, my own ownership in something.
For the unaware, Kick is a live streaming platform that's ultimately competing with one of the biggest live streaming platforms known to man, that being Twitch. Why a lot of people might gravitate towards Kick mostly was because at the time people felt like Twitch TOS was restricting a lot of what these streamers could do, say, and the TOS basically affecting the overall entertainment that these streamers were able to provide on Twitch. And Kick was a nice alternative.
Well, Kick was a nice alternative for a small blip, okay? Because the things that were on there at first, yeah, you just had to be there. But y'all know.
That allowed you to basically do or say whatever you wanted.
But what I will say is this. I'm going to Kick this week. I'm going to be doing Omegle, watching live sports, watching movies, prank phone calls, doing unlimited. We can literally watch together. I can. No, I'm still celibate. But if I wanted to, we could do whatever the we want. There's no terms of service over there. You guys can say whatever you want in my chat. Nobody can get man. If you listen, if you love people and I don't no. If you believe and you want to type that, say whatever you want.
Now, obviously, you could tell by most of the clips I already showed you, but the person that was spearheading this change.
See, here's the problem with Adin, though. He be misleading his people. Like, you tell them to do what they want, say what they want, and then when we got over there, you know what I'm saying? It got to a point where you had to still put in these modifications for certain people and restrictions because some shit just get overly toxic, you know, which is community, I believe, is overly toxic. Llama's crew, y'all stay away from that toxicity, man. We good.
In this new platform was Adin Ross, streamer slash part owner of Kick, and he was feeling the brunt of how unfair TOS could be at the time on Twitch and wanted a platform where he could do or say whatever he wanted. And these sentiments were echoed by a lot of other streamers, but the main person spearheading a lot of this was Adin Ross. And at the time of all this happening, he was one of, if not the biggest Twitch streamer at the time. And what really helped change his whole mindset on going back to Twitch or being on that platform at all was when he eventually got banned for unmoderated chats because he had his Kick chat with his Twitch chat up all at the same time.
I was on Twitch and
have you ever talked about how that whole yeah, okay. Yeah,
dude, I don't think we talked about the ban. Now I can finally say what I want to say.
Yeah.
I got indefinitely suspended from Twitch because my Kick chat box was in the top right, and dude, they never been anyone over that. They banned me for unmoderated control over a chat. But like, that's so stupid because that, like, people's Twitch chats all say a bunch of slurs all the time.
Okay.
Do you understand? Does that make sense?
Your chat was going crazy.
My chat was going, I had the Kick chat overlay on my Twitch stream, and they obviously were like, oh, he's streaming on Kick, and we feel some type of way about that. And there's, you know, slurs being typed in the chat. And so they obviously was like, they were just being petty, bro. They didn't have to do that. A bunch of streamers do a bunch of crazy wild time, so they get away with it.
But you're not stupid. Like, you had a plan. Like, I'm probably gonna go to Kick.
No, I knew I was going to Kick.
Man, I believe honestly he knew that they were saying slurs that are not allowed over here on Twitch. You could say certain words that just cannot fly. I've had to ban so many people and add in keywords that shouldn't be said over here. Like, he know damn well, like, I ain't gonna fake it. Like, he knew the repercussions to that.
You guys, I knew I was going to Kick for months. And honestly, a lot of people call me crazy. A lot of people call me crazy. But look now we have me me, XQC, we got Drake on there. We're getting everybody, bro. We're going to take Twitch over. And honestly, I want to say one thing for the cameras because people really have it's not Rumble, it's Twitch.
As you also heard at the end of that clip, it wasn't just Adin Ross who was signing over to Kick. It was a bunch of other streamers. He was just the figurehead that was spearheading all of this and basically became the face of Kick. If you thought about this platform, you were most likely going to think of Adin Ross, but you can't just build a streaming platform over one popular person. Obviously, you needed to bring in a bunch more people, and that's when he started to sign a ton of other streamers like XQC, like Your Rage, like Bruce Drop 'em Off, basically all enticing them with huge deals because they were getting a ton of money from switching over from Twitch to Kick, along with enticing them with the freedom of speech aspect, saying that they can say and do whatever they want.
Entering Adin Ross.
Whoa. Oh, Adin, let me show you around. Come on.
Welcome, Bruce, to Kick.
Also, Kick is just better.
Chad, I've always wanted to do some like cinematic thing like that. Be on the lookout if I ever figure out who can put me into process of doing that. Like them cinematics be cool as hell.
This is better. I enjoy talking with Chad just so I can do it. Okay? If I listen, then when it comes down to like actual freedom and being able to do it, this is much better. That's just what it is. So I say.
So you would think Kick as a platform basically couldn't fail. I mean, you have some of the top streamers coming over. You have one of the biggest streamers at the time coming over promoting you, and you're signing on people with millions of dollars and also offering them the ability to say and do whatever they want. When in all reality, if you just think about that for 2 more seconds, you understand where the issue initially lies. Platforms have TOS for a reason. Platforms don't permit certain things for specific reasons. And it's understandable that once you let the rails loose and let anybody do whatever they want, you quickly realize why TOS has to be a thing. And Kick instantly realized that and started implementing it, and then you can see it affect other creators like Adin Ross, who decided to watch certain things that you definitely couldn't on stream, like the Super Bowl, and then Kick, along with him, since he's an owner, having to deal with the backlash from it.
The streaming the Super Bowl stuff was pretty freaking wild. Huh?
I spoke to Jackson Mahomes. Okay, gave me permission. No comment. No, I'm kidding. Trey, that's my lawyer, so he can.
Yeah, the watching of anything will not be tolerated. DMCA laws do exist and they will be enforced, so have that common sense. If it's ever happened, then it clearly was because there was a special circumstance in that scenario. Beyond that, that's as much as I can give you.
So you can't explain what that special circumstance was? Was this all just a big marketing ploy and it somehow worked out?
Definitely not. I have, believe me, my marketing ploys go way, way deeper than.
Now, obviously, this is just something small.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't believe more didn't happen to Adin Ross if he really did stream the Super Bowl. Like, you know how strict the NFL is?
But there were more egregious things that were happening on the Kick platform overall. There's a reason why when something negative happens with streaming, a lot of people are placing it on Kick streamers. And the platform itself not only had to fight that whole stigma, but also implement rules and more TOS in order to fight that label that was being placed on them. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't just that was going on, but also these big creators they were using to try and get people to move to the Kick platform, which wasn't really working because the only reason they were moving to the platform to begin with was for a bag. If you heard somebody get a Kick deal, you knew they were getting paid millions of dollars to stream on that platform, and normally the deal only lasted a year. So after a year, you could basically move to any platform you wanted. It didn't have to be Twitch, it didn't have to be Kick, it didn't have to be things like Rumble, but eventually these creators were leaving Kick, and it's gonna cause not only them to leave, but also their audience as well, causing Kick overall to just lose people that actually tune in on that website.
I'm coming back to Kick, so I thought, but then I really started like soul searching, like, but I was like, yo, YG would be like, I don't know, would that make my audience happy, bro? Like, Kick was cool while it lasted. I know I ain't had no predicts, it was cool, but like, I felt niggas wasn't really happy over there. Like, they were forced to use that app and shit. I hate, every time I went live, I seen niggas like, oh, I gotta use that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, damn, I feel like a sellout.
Worst side being on Kick for the year. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the worst time I've ever had in streaming. The beginning was cool, but
I ain't gonna lie, Chad. If it was me, y'all already know I would have been in that motherfucker talking about, y'all, best year, you know what I'm saying? Made my first bag, got to do what I wanted to do. They gave me millions, but I'm back on Twitch. I got my clout over there, now I'm back over here.
Fucked up my love for streaming being on that site, if I'm being honest with you, because I got lazy. And yeah, you niggas probably seen the number that I was making an hour. I ain't gonna say if it's true or not, because that ain't none of y'all goddamn business. But it killed my motivation for it because it was no creativity within it. It's just do the craziest shit or you're lame.
That's not true, because the real reason I went to Twitch is for more discoverability. You hit, when you're on Kick, and this is honest truth, and I love Eddie and I love everyone, you hit a certain block, right? You can't pass this certain block. Everyone knows it. Ask anyone on the platform, ask Adin, ask anyone. You reach this block, right? And Twitch brings me an entire different audience of people. And it worked out, bro. I'm getting more brain deads I've ever got. My clipping views are higher than it's ever been.
When you look at everything Kick was doing to entice these creators to come over, it makes sense why they left. The big thing about Kick was freedom of speech and money. And if you start silencing their freedom of speech, or they just grow up a little bit and don't want to go on a platform just to say slurs and do a bunch of wild stuff that truly isn't that entertaining, then it makes sense why they would end up leaving. I mean, a lot of the creators...
I mean, to be a creator on Kick, though, it's really to be almost very toxic. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's better to be on Twitch, because Twitch, it's like almost like living with your mom or dad. Like, you know, mom, you might get a little bit more away with, but you might be a little bit unstructured at the end. You know, you with pops, like, you know, you might be a little bit less caring, but you got that structure, you got that uphold to the public. You know what I'm saying?
On Kick to begin with have regrets. Like, you heard from your rage, he regrets being on there because he felt like a seller. He's moving his audience that doesn't even want to be on that platform. And then we hear from people like Bruce Off, where he's in the worst mental state being on this platform. Kick as a platform is just promoting degenerate behavior and getting that label slapped onto it. Once you take a second to realize what you want from your career as a streamer, it's probably not the wild stuff that goes on as Kick, along with being known as a sellout, because you took a bag just to go on a platform that promotes some of the worst things imaginable.
Yes, I did think being edgy and fucking saying hard R whenever I wanted to was, you know, funny at the time, but that shit is funny for a moment. I'm 23. It's a lot of shit that happens in your brain when you grow up, y'all. It's a lot of y'all niggas that's young as hell in here, you feel me? But like, it's some niggas in here that's teenager, that's in middle school. But when your frontal lobe start developing, a lot of shit just start clicking and making more and more sense.
Throughout a bunch of big creators that Kick paid a ton of money to join Kick leaving, along with some of the worst PR you could possibly imagine as a platform being known for degenerates, it makes you question who was even championing this platform and wanting it to stay and grow. And that was Adin Ross, someone who believed in Kick and still wanted the best for it. It didn't matter how many people left, you're right.
Hey, so if he leave Kick, right? If Adin Ross leave Kick, do we not get any more steak fights? Do we not get any more boxing matches and stuff like that? Because that was all funded with Kick, right? I mean, he still partially owns it, man. We better still have the boxing matches. Can he do that over on Twitch?
This person that he signed on, Bruce Neon, he still was going to stay true to Kick and try his best to make it one of the best platforms there was. Because he still owns a part of Kick. It's just not some platform to him. It's something that he's actually trying to build with longevity.
Adin, can you please go live on Twitch at least once? Or sometimes seeing you live on Twitch is something different.
Twitch is in the past, bro. Like, you gotta really understand, like, it's not even in the past. Like, it's just like, I've already built so much. If it's the same vibe, who gives a fuck? Y'all gotta realize that, like, I got treated so good over here on Kick, bro. Like, it's just different, bro. Like, it's love. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's it, bro. Built this bitch, bro. We built this shit, like, you know?
Also, you can still collab with people in here, man.
Yeah, I can do anything that I can, you know what I mean? It's the same shit, and y'all get no ads, like.
Even with Kick losing some of the biggest streamers, being known as the one D-Gen platform to go on, and even though its pioneer Adin Ross and a couple other notable streamers were staying on the platform, you could see that Kick was losing a lot of people who wanted to invest in it to begin with, and a lot of other streamers just didn't want to involve themselves with people that were on Kick because of the labels that it had on it. And Kick needed to find ways to get more creators onto the platform. And while I feel like they learned their lesson because they said up front that they are not signing anybody to any multi-million-dollar deals anymore, they still were using money in order to get people to come to Kick. Adin Ross previewed a new way to get paid on Kick, which basically was hourly pay. Depending on the amount of viewers you had, you get paid a ton of money, with some people flexing that they made $3K in only 3 hours, some people saying they made $10K in only one stream. It was showing off a lot of promise, and basically,
damn, where my hey Kick, come on y'all, where the love? We need the love now. I better get at least $100. Y'all giving out that much for nothing.
entice people to come over here to get a bag.
I'm not showing this to flex. I'm showing this to show you guys how good the partner income is. Guys, anyone can come on and stream, and guess what? You get paid you get paid by. So guys, if you come on stream and you start averaging 100 viewers, you can make more than a 9 to 5, a regular like McDonald's job. I'm not even joking, dude. I'm trying to tell you guys, it's possible for everybody to do. I'm just trying to really motivate somebody in my chat right now that wants to stream. Just go live on Kick and just try.
I've made $32,000 this month on Twitch. Now we're going to look at Kick. So there it is. That's 2 days.
I've been streaming on Kick for 3.5 hours.
Damn. Sheesh. I'm talking about I need one of them good donations, Chad.
On my first stream, and I've already made $1,000 fucking.
This might be pretty self-explanatory based on this entire video so far, but this is also another bad decision. If the only way you're promoting your new streaming website that is supposed to be a competitor for ones that have already been around is just introducing more money into the flow, that's pretty dumb, because not only are you attracting some of the worst people in the entire world, people that will do anything for money, which is already the brand that Kick has, but you're also not implementing or improving anything on their website. Throughout this entire video, I haven't talked about them really implementing anything new, changing anything that would be better than Kick. All we've talked about is them having free speech and now them upping the amount of money you can get paid and basically having you slave on there like you are a 9-to-5 worker. And while that might get some people to switch up on their morals in order to get on Kick, a lot of people, notably like Kai Cenat, who was offered upfront money, wasn't going to settle just because they have money to offer.
Did you turn down $60 million to join Kick? Why did you do that?
It wasn't right. Couldn't join Kick at the time because it was like I got to realize like not all money is good money. Some money, I think some money you could take and some deals that you could sign that would like literally jeopardize and slow down everything that you built up for. Sometimes you gotta just say no. Like, this is not this. It's cool. Like,
he ain't lying, because I think if he would have signed that deal, they probably would have had him on a clause where he couldn't stream on Twitch. Now you basically jurisdicting what I can do.
It's generational, but I'm not. I'm more like, what am I stamping on the world? Like, what am I going to be known for? I have such a great community where I'm at right now. Why would I leave?
Now, I'll be honest, that's an older clip of Kai, and that was him talking about initially joining Kick when it was first forming, but I feel like the sentiment still stands. All of these streamers are already in good positions. They already have enough wealth, and they don't need to sit here and slave away on Kick in order to make some money. That's not like big streamers to bring their community over to the website. Yes, you might get a few here and there, but those are streamers who have the mentality that they want money over everything, and aren't really streamers that are trying to build a community, which is what Kick needs in order to make the platform actually bigger. And you can see that was affecting Kick's golden boy Adin Ross, because while this was all going on, Adin Ross was having his in and outs with Kick as it is, and arguing back and forth with the owner Eddie, even threatening to leave at certain times. And it got the attention of not only people like me who make commentary videos about it, but other streamers as well who spoke out and talked about it, like Blackboy Max.
You never moved to Kick though, would you?
Nah, yeah, I'm a probably, bro. Kick own leader want to leave, bro. Like Adin don't even want to be there.
Why is everyone not trying to move to Kick though?
Kick had it, bro. Yeah. What I think they fucked up is their whole thing. Kick's whole thing was, if you come on our platform, freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want, which is good. At first, everyone's like, wow, freedom of speech, I can say whatever. Problem is that then allowed people, crazy people who are then questionable streamers, they come on his platform, they start doing wild shit. And now I think Kick's looking at it as like, damn, do we start moderating this shit? Or do we just let them go? Because we said we're going to give them freedom of speech to do whatever. You understand? So it's like, it's a tricky point. I was dead ass gonna go to Kick at one point, but yeah, but then I was like,
good thing you didn't go to them, no, innit?
Yeah, bro. I just bet on myself, but yeah, they would offer a lot of money and shit, you know.
Kick's PR was in the overall negatives, and a lot of streamers seemed unhappy on the website, spanning from Adin Ross to the Neons to any other big streamers that were there. And their golden boy Adin Ross, as you heard from Blackboy Max, was not really feeling the website, and what was gonna shake up and make everything even worse to make it so that it's not only Adin upset with the website, but Kick upset with Adin, was their gambling situation. You would probably think with all these big streamers coming in and them not having ads, which is something I did forget to mention, that there's no way they can maintain all of this. But the reason they're able to is because Kick is backed by Stake, which is a gambling website. And gambling websites and gambling in general makes a ton of money. And as long as these streamers are promoting gambling at any point in time during their streams, then it's perfectly fine, because they're going to make back a lot of the money that they are funneling into these streamers, until you realize that maybe these streamers don't want to be with Stake anymore. And if that's the case, then that's gonna mess up everything for Kick. And that seems like what happened once your golden boy Adin Ross decided to switch to a different gambling website, and that just funneled the cracks for Kick's complete destruction.
But I'm just gonna tell you guys why I left, and I don't want anyone to think it's kind of just like a malicious thing. I've been with Eddie on Stake now for multiple years, okay? And I just saw this as like a perfect opportunity, not only for myself, but my friends as well. Back then, like, Eddie didn't come in and do what he did and make sure everyone was straight too. He did.
He did. I'm not gonna say that, and that's why we're still on Kick. I ain't gonna lie, chat. They want to cap my viewers. I'm gonna have to go to Twitch. Shit. I had 20,000 viewers, chat, for like the longest time, and I've never had that many. Yeah, I don't know, chat. Someone might be fucking with it. Now they see Rainbat fucking with this shit now. I don't know. Some weird shit. So I really might have to do Twitch, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna give them like a day to fix this shit and give me their word.
I mean, how could, if he just signed with Rainbat, how can he stream on Twitch? Because Twitch don't allow gambling, right?
If not, I'm probably gonna go to Twitch and do this. Just being honest. Just being honest, because they're not gonna front page me like they always do. And at the end of the day, it's like, bro, do they want to push me as the creator, or do they only want to not push me because of the casino? It's like, make up your mind. Are you team Kick or are you team Stake? So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. And it goes to all my other friends. It goes to all my other friends. The other day, guys, SB came in the shit. We made Kick what it is, and so did my community. So Twitch is ass. Well, I don't want to do it. You guys know I love Kick. I'm team Kick, but y'all know it's wrong, bro. Y'all know it's stupid. Y'all know it's wrong.
For all the trials and tribulations, throughout all the ups and downs, throughout all the scrutiny you might face, Adin Ross was the one person you could count on staying on Kick. When you thought about that website, the first person you probably came to mind was Adin Ross himself. So saying that Adin is even thinking about leaving Kick in a sense, or just streaming on Twitch for some of his big events, purely because he swapped casinos, it makes you wonder what Kick's motives are to begin with. Because at the end of the day, they didn't even seem like a platform that wanted to compete with Twitch or be a big streaming platform. They seemed like a platform that wanted to promote gambling. It was trying their hardest to do so throughout these creators. And once people were leaving or seeing how weird the website was as a whole, it just wasn't working out. And you can see Adin Ross, even though he's late to the party, is seeing this as well. What makes it 10 times worse is apparently their new payout program, which was supposed to get more people onto Kick, is being reduced a lot.
I do want to tell y'all some shit though, bro. On God. Listen, obviously, like, Priz knows about this situation. Cuff them, cheese, we spoke. I ain't gonna lie, chat. They fucked up KPB so bad. Listen to this, bro. Literally, I got told yesterday, unless I'm gambling on Stake, they are not upping my KCIP. So motherfuckers don't even care about Kick no more. I'm just being real. That is crazy. I'm sorry. Like, they literally straight up said, unless you're on Stake, we're lowering. Dude, I'm not joking. Collab made like $30, bro. It's cooked. On God, it's cooked. If you're not on stake.com, they lower your shit. I'm sorry. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad. It's so bad. Nah, hell no, we doing Rainbat. You know what? Yo, that's why I fuck with John.
And that's crazy because, I mean, they probably looking at it like, well, bro, you went the Rainbat on us. He looking at it like, well, I own half a Kick and helped you guys build this platform. Are we trying to help build the platform, or are we just trying to help people gamble? Are we trying to help people stream, or are we trying to just fumble all their money straight into us?
John said, hey, I'll pay for your clippers. Whatever the fuck you miss, I got you, bro. Like, whatever. So that's what, if I go to Twitch, they'll pay for my clippers on Rainbat, basically. But bro, I ain't gonna lie, chat, that is crazy, bro. That is crazy. I hate doing that. I love Kick, but I built this shit from the ground up. Y'all did too. And I literally got told, because I'm not on Stake, things are tricky.
At the end of the day, you can see this is just consequences of them having different goals. Adin Ross wanted Kick to be a website where people could go on there and not face the scrutiny and the misjudgment that he faced on Twitch. He wanted it to be a place where people feel welcome, where people can build an entire career off of and change their lives the way that he did when he originally started streaming. And that's all well and good. Well, Kick as a platform was looking to push gambling. At the end of the day, if you ever saw a clip from Kick or any associates of Kick, you probably saw a Stake logo. And at the end of the day, that's how they made their money, because Kick wasn't a place that ran ads. It was a place that basically worded all sponsorships with the label it had on it, and as long as they had people coming to their gambling website Stake, they could funnel as much money as they wanted into this, because I'm assuming they were making more money back. In the millisecond the person that literally represents Kick switches up on them, at least that's how they felt, they immediately switched up on him. And
straight up.
more and more as Adin is one to vent his frustration on stream.
Why they fuck with me, bro? Why y'all fuck with me, Kick? Like, come on, bro. I'll probably do the Umbo show on Twitch tomorrow, bro. I'm not joking. You guys cannot blame me for it. Let's have that discussion though, can I? Please? Because guys, this is ass. I have 4,000 viewers. They're not gonna homepage me. What the fuck's the point? I ain't gonna lie, chat.
4,000 viewers? Damn. 4,000? 4K for Adin Ross?
We're probably doing Twitch tomorrow. Hey, Lico, take down that poster. We're doing Twitch, bro. They're fucking with me heavy, bro. I don't get it. I'm streaming on Kick. For what then? I'm not getting any discoverability. I'm not gonna be homepage. I'll pay for my own fucking clippers. I'm rich as shit from Rainbat. At this point, bro, what the fuck, Eddie? What? You don't fuck with me, huh?
With them literally disrespecting their golden boy and him honestly going off on a platform he tried his hardest to build, it leaves the question, where does Adin Ross and these other streamers even go? Well, it's probably the place where Adin was recently unbanned from, that being Twitch. And it seems crazy to come full circle like that, where he was trying his hardest to escape Twitch, the shackles that he felt like they had on him, and now it seems like the release and the better option overall would be doing Twitch nowadays. And honestly, I would be lying if I said I didn't see this coming. eventually people were going to come to Twitch because Kick's model in general wasn't going to last. Even if they didn't sit here and disrespect Adin Ross, the way that they were moving wasn't going to get them many advertisers, and as long as they kept pushing gambling, which eventually some people weren't going to want to do, like Adin himself or even other big creators, it was only time before they all decided to just hop off that train and come back.
I sure would've. Oh, give me my 2 M's. All right, y'all, I don't want to gamble no more. Would have been right back here on Twitch with my money. Haircut every day. Would have had a haircut till this day.
Back to the place where they felt like they were home. I'm not the only one that also saw this. Big streamer Kai Cenat, when talking to Your Rage after he came back to Twitch, even said it himself. He felt like everybody was just going to come back to Twitch eventually.
Yo, when you started to kick?
Never.
Everybody's on kick right now, bro.
Hey, to be honest, I was right all wrong.
Right about what?
Everybody go.
Here this nigga go.
Everybody come back. I was right all wrong.
Right on about what?
Come back to Twitch. Everybody thought Kick was the way. Kick is the movement.
So
here we go.
So you thought I was gonna kick the rest of my life?
Yes.
To many people, this doesn't come as a surprise. It was never a if Kick is gonna fail, it was a win. And win is now, as the pioneer, the one person you wanted Kick to succeed the most, Adin Ross, it seems like he's taking his leave and separating himself more and more away from Kick. All the big creators in the past basically scammed Kick by just getting a bag out of them, switching back to Twitch.
I would have did the same. I ain't even gonna lie. That was the best thing to do.
And a lot of the creators that produce content, if you could even call it that, on that website, is just degen stuff that multiple people would say is at best middle school humor, and genuinely nothing really coming out of it. That website seemed like, to me, it was doomed to fail from the start, and I'm not surprised to see it go up in flames as it is right now. At the end of the day, it is just how I feel. If you want to tell me how you feel, the best place to do would be the comment section down below, because the video is unfortunately over. But if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider giving it a like, and if you enjoy Garden Legends, then maybe consider subscribing, because I post.
All right, chat, make sure y'all go follow Novely. Make sure to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.